right. Get into positions. We are testing I'm testing a new set of recording material. Damn good coffee. All right. So you have learned the 1% rule. Gains clear atomic habits. Today's lesson, we will add a little bit on what you already know. So I go in a little bit and I do my positions. I enter, I arrive. And Billy arrives, as always. There you go. See you later. Still cold. But all right. Family. So, when you set this up at home, arrive suddenly. Like, just do it. But make your intention matter. All right, there you go. There you go. So, now I grip. I focus. I arrive suddenly. I feel my body connects. I know my brain is rewiring. I use specific adaptation to impose demands, and I feel the 3 points of contact in my shoes this time. Miles Morales. And then I find this area with my karate chop, no chicken wings, right? I push back to let my knees move backwards while my knees are open, and I stick my butt out. So we're going to add a little thing, namely the question that I always do when I have students live where I can do hands-on. Now you have to do your hands-on. I ask, do you feel that your posterior muscle chain is getting loaded? That's a simple question. And people are like, no, because they don't know what it means. Even if you have lived more than half a century on a planet like this, that is really dependent on how to act with gravity. Anyway, so how do you know if the posterior muscle chain is getting loaded? By your change in positions. If you don't feel it, you got to touch it, right? So this is to add on today. Super important. 1% rule. And breathe in, arrive, stick your butt out, and then feel, both hands. Feel this large muscle complex on each side of your spine, right, left. And I want you to really feel, explore how incredibly intelligent this muscle chain is. This is part of the posterior muscle chain that goes from the feet, all the way up here and stops here. And when I go up, well, no need for tension, so it relaxes. So you teach the muscle chain. When you hold it like this, you can actually pull yourself back with your thumbs. And then you feel that the farther away you stick your butt out, the more load you achieve. Your load. And this is enough. There you go. It means that you feel that when you do a hinge and then you drop, see, I keep this and then you pop. Hinge, drop and pop. Hinge, but a hole here. Because what happens actually is that these guys here talks to this guy up here, the big kahuna, the boss, that, hey, I need some protection here because I feel a change in position and need help to counter gravity demands. If you don't, if you're not aware and you do this, for example, I'm going to do a really crappy squat and I think I'm doing it right and I'm pushing in a machine or whatever, these are not able to protect the spine because this teaches the spinal muscles in the back to protect it. The load gives a hug around the spine in this area down here that everybody's hurting. And they feel and think and believe in the religion that there's something wrong. But as we see in x-rays and stuff like that, and as Professor Mosley says, what is the worst thing he knows to hear when people say it? The slipped disc. All right, that was today's lesson. Feel this is 1% addition on what you already are doing, so you strengthens your understanding on what the hell are you doing and why do you do it and how. See, all in one. What to do, why do I do it, and how I feel it. So you can actually, it's like, this is much more important than doing bicep curls, you gym bros. Namely here. Looks weird, feels good. 1. While you're gripping, follow along now. 2. 5 fingers are gripping. Continue. Hinge. Up. And you breathe 360. And you grip. And you have 3 points of contact. And you have added another information flow up to your beautiful brain. And you're hinging. And you feel that the bones are floating in a sea of connective tissue. So this feels like I'm really gliding here, and I am really assured that you are doing the signal. So you teach your brain to know. 360, fan breathing, hold. Stay expanded, chin in, SCN on. Now you know more than most people. All gyms, all people who train, work out, and are, should do it like this. Don't do anything without this. Then you can do everything. Horse riding, deadlift, Wing Chun, salsa, watching Smallville again. Or, actually, where is this? They are. Same thing. drinking coffee. See? Instead of... It's pretty stupid, right? I drop my lats. That makes my arm comes closer. I smell the coffee before my mouth. The SEM is lifting my head in the right position. I control this. My lips are moving towards like a kiss. This is a cool thing with the sapien and drinking coffee in the cool mug, says Rolling Stone. 50 years anniversary. That you can chin in, position, lats on, gravity. And while I am sipping this in, I can breathe through my nose, see? Without this disgusting sound that people do. Yeah. You don't behave like that, right? It's 2026. And this is good sicker. All right. 11 minutes. Not bad, right? Third gym training. Play with this. Bye.